Hey, it's Counting Sheep here, and I thought I would show you a project that I'm working on tonight. Well, I'm not working on it tonight, but I'll show it to you tonight. And it's going to be a dream board, so you're seeing it right now in progress. And I had this idea of making the middle of it more of a chalkboard so that in the center here I could change my dreams sometimes so I can write different things down. And I painted it with a little bit of a texture. Perhaps you can hear that. And let's see, I'm going to move this up a little bit so that maybe it'll be a little more in the light. So the center I painted black chalkboard paint, and I'm hoping that you can see it clearly so that in time, when I finish it, and I'm going to have this collage all around the outside of it of images and dreams and words that make me feel great and make me feel hopeful about my future. Because I'm planning on making a big transition at the end of this school year. So if all goes well, I'm just kind of trying to imagine. I don't know exactly what I'm going to go to. I just know that it's time for me to make a shift. So I'm kind of making a big jump this next year. And so I thought it would be helpful for me to have pictures in my room that help me feel positive about the future. And of course they mean more to me personally than they're going to mean to anybody else. But for fun, I thought I would just walk you through it and see what you think. So the middle can change, different dreams as I dream them. I also bought some glow-in-the-dark paint, and I thought I might play with different paints around too, so that when the lights go out I can still see some outlines of images, but I haven't put that on yet. So up here is kind of future of fun and travel and going to places that feel peaceful or fun to me. And so here's a picture of the ocean. I love Oregon, and I went to Cannon Beach last summer, and I fell in love with the ocean. And this little saying says, it's interesting how a change in light can illuminate your entire spirit. I loved that. And then I found this little saying here, so I cut it out in a pyramid as well. And it says, a new perspective. So that's kind of what I'm hoping to find and create. Simplified. I want to kind of simplify my life. And I've got a very busy schedule. And I find that I get very tired from it. So I'm hoping that what I create next is something that's a little more simplified. I like to feel productive. It's just my nature. I'm going to turn this mic. So I like to feel productive. That's my nature. But I have a tendency to kind of fill in my schedule too much. And then I notice that people start to notice that I'm capable, and then people start to want more, and so I get myself into that trap sometimes. So I'm hoping to simplify, and I like this feeling of the water and the green around it. And so we've got the sand and the water and the waves, and then a little movement in this little waterfall. And then it moves into flowers. There's flowers all over my design because I just love flowers. And I love tea. I was going to have a tea shop many years ago. Wanted to open a tea shop, and I just couldn't get it to move to the next level. So it was kind of a lost dream, but there's a part of me that still hopes that someday maybe I can create something with the tea shop, or something where I get to have tea be a part of things. I love it very much. So these are all pictures of teacups. And royal, the word, because there's something about having tea that makes me feel like royalty, or just special. Just makes you feel special. There's a fun teapot there. Pretty designs. And we'll move along the bottom of this, where I've just cut out lots of different flowers that I found in magazines. I loved the colors of this one. Looks like that might be Gaillardia, but I don't know. And roses, zinnias, more roses, and maybe some English roses in here mixed in. I thought those were beautiful. And it says English rose. And then candles. And this area is my little area dedicated to romance. I loved this picture because it has the male and female formed together, and at the bottom he's got his hands wrapped around her. I don't know if you can see it in this light. Maybe I'll back up the camera a little bit here. And I put a little red flower to bring some color and passion into the picture, but I loved the way the light hit the tops of her arms, and his arms at the bottom kind of creates this oval shape that's beautiful. And then I want to have passion. I love that. So I found this wonderful dragon made out of paper, and that has a lot of reds on it. Felt passionate. And tomatoes, the color and the shape. And then I found these peaches, and I just loved the lushness of those and being held by the hands, and I put a little flower between them. And making my way around, so then it kind of turns more into the garden, fruit, vegetables. I would like to have a nice organic vegetable garden again, so that's why I have all these different pictures of vegetables and fruits. And there's this wonderful tray with fruits on them. And then I found this little lemon branch that kind of comes behind, and it comes down here too. So there's my fruits, and there's a little basil or basil, depending on how you say it, in a vase. And this little saying here says, "When I saw the garden, I realized it was an untouched gem." I cut that out of a magazine. It's a window box full of flowers. And then I really want to experience and create some community wherever I go. So the arts and community will go up here, and I just haven't found the right pictures yet for that. This picture here is a group creating a meal together, which I really like. I don't know if you can tell, but they're around the table and they're cutting up food, making a dinner, a meal. And you can see the edges of the chalkboard paint that have kind of splashed up here. So all this will be filled in with the arts, because that's a big part of my life, and community, which is something I'm hoping to become more a part of my life. My students are a tremendous part of my community right now, and they're really important in my life, but I am moving into a transition for at least a time. I think out of teaching for a time, but I don't think I could ever have it out of my life altogether, so we'll see. But this says, "Is it possible to be on top of the world and down to earth all at once?" That's what this little saying here says. I liked that. Simple abundance. So there's my little project. And it's my dream board, and I'm going to finish it up and put some dreams and words in the middle of it, and put my glowing color around the outside of it, so that at night I still see some of my dreams glowing. I thought that might be kind of cool, and it'll help me kind of, I'm big into affirmations and manifesting, so I'm hoping that even though I don't know what it is exactly I want to go to, that if I kind of put pictures out that have the feeling of what I want to have in my life, that maybe I will start to see them manifesting. I want to make a physical move this next year to a new state, so I want to start to feel the abundance of that. So that's why I'm creating my dream board. So maybe that will inspire somebody else out there to make their own dream board, because everybody has different dreams. And I think it's such a wonderful thing to keep an awareness of them. We may not always be able to have those dreams happening immediately in our lives or all at once, but I think if you hold them out there, that little by little they unfold if you're open to noticing them and seeing them. And pretty soon you start to have and create the life that you love. I always say to my students, I live the life I love and I love the life I live. So in this next phase, I'm hoping to take that to an even greater or deeper level. Okay, have a wonderful night.